Hello and welcome to All My Art and Soul. I'm Michelle Holden, the mixed media artist behind this channel, and this week is Exploring Color number 9. As you can see, I'm in the mood for many colors for this one. I'm just showing you all my tools that I'm using or might use on this particular abstract journaling page. Those are some really nice tapes. They don't stick very well, so I add extra medium or glue to them. And there's that little rectangular piece out of some older work that it didn't turn out, but is great for collage pieces. And of course, I've been looking around and trying to get these polka dots going, black and white, more of organic, and different high contrast shapes like stripes, just any kind of interesting mark. So I continue to explore and try to find the collage papers that I like, that speak to me. This is all about a feeling and emotion. So, and that's what abstract art is. It's more of what you're feeling. And right there, I just showed you that from the previous week's extra paint, I just went ahead and this page was already gessoed. So then I just did just some blue and orange left over. I had quite a bit. I'm still trying to, you're always going to get some leftover paint, but I just like to use it up. And I've been doing that for the past pages, but I think, and this next week's page, I'll probably end up doing the same. But after that, I think I'm going to take a different approach, always trying to change it up. So this is a beautiful turquoise. It's a Liquitex, heavy-bodied. Of course, I have my beautiful pink, orange, lime, and I just put out there my manganese blue because of its transparency, and I'm always talking about that in my videos. And of course, your Titan buff. And looking at this now, I was trying to, what my attempt was in yellow. So I was just feeling bright colors. And of course, I may have chosen too many, but not necessarily. But in the end, this particular page turns out to be quite complex as I come in with my darker colors again. And I think I'm going to change that up as well. I'm looking at sort of the dark, the splattering, cosmos. That kind of feeling was really on my mind for this particular page. So, of course, if you're setting your mindset and your intention, that's where you're going to end up. But really setting the structure or the grounding as first, and then adding on your different layers seems to really work better. As Adele Sipenston says, lay in your foundation composition first. And I think I'm going to start applying that more in different ways as I've been learning from her videos. So I'm just trying to just add some marks. I'm not, at this point, I'm not really letting it flow. In hindsight is always great. I would have did some more pencil marks around the whole piece, at least in 3 different areas or 5 different areas. And right now I'm just thinking bright color in different areas of the painting. So this lime, I haven't used this before, so I'm trying out a new color. Hansa yellow is the yellow that I'm using there. And of course my teal next to that deeper turquoise, such beautiful colors. And then I'm just starting to make, okay, let's just come in with some hard contrast marks. And I'm just going for it. I just, as you can see, I'm trying to do something different than my circles, but those circles are just on my mind. I can't get them out of me, so you know what? I'm not going to fight it. This is the thing. Leave a comment if you always or you usually find, no matter how you try, some shapes keep returning over and over again. I think that's okay as long as we can use them in different ways and differences. I absolutely love this orange, this deep, I took down the hue using the opposite, of course, the teal. And then I added white and I added that yellow to it. And knowing this now, no, it may not have been, I'm just slapping down colors. And there's about 3 or 4 different stages of this journal page. So as you can see by the time, it's just over 40 minutes long. So this is the longest video that I've made. And I'm going to start chopping those down a little bit. I don't want to go too much, longer than 30 minutes. Keeping it under 30 minutes, I think, is better. Again, leave me a comment below as to what length of video in this type of abstract process do you like to watch? 20 minutes, 10 isn't enough anymore, I notice, especially exploring with color. And I know there's different ways to explore color with collage pages and different things, and that's where I'm headed down next. So the old saying, until you have made 10,000 marks, will you not have the experience of your true authentic mark in making your art. And I really do believe that. So play. And then isn't that what this art journaling, this abstract art journal is for? So that's what I'm doing. I am using this abstract art journaling process as a means for taking this work to larger cradle boards or 24 by 24 gallery canvases. That's my plan, but I just need and want to play. And I will always keep an abstract art journal because I think that's very, very important. But keeping the purpose in the back, the forward, actually, not in the back. What am I talking about? Keeping the purpose there when, okay, so what am I doing? Yes, we're playing, and that's important too, just to purely play without the means to an end, because then that's really playing with colors. Well, I'm trying to explore new colors. You're definitely going to find the colors that don't speak to you, so through, cancellation, that's really good too. In the end, this video, similar to the previous one with the pink and the purple, it goes through, I think it's in the ugly stage now. We're going to get uglier, so just stick with me. And then I stop and I let it dry, and then I let it process a bit. So it isn't just one sitting, this particular page, which to me, I think I'm just creating my own rules as I go. And why should there be all these strict rules? At first, that's what my little rule was, one sitting. But then there's so much more to learn with color, I find. But it's all in your approach. So then I thought, okay, so let's use some black. Let's use some outlining. And looking at this now, with the rectangular, interesting shape, I don't even know where that one came from, I should have and we'll keep this in mind for the future, not just treated the one area. Use that one shape, use repetition and difference in size. Put a rectangle here, put one off the page, put a tiny one, put, differences. So that's what I'm thinking as I go along with this higher contrast. And then as you can see, okay, so I put that away. So now let's add some more layering. Let's layer some more color. And what I'm thinking is the wilder playing, it doesn't matter, because this is just the first pass of actually the second pass. The first one was the brayering. This is the first pass of multicolor. And just seeing and using my new brushes. Oh, I so needed some new brushes. These chisel brushes are my favorite. Just because I can control the shapes. So I have a lot of new things going on with this page. And I think we just have to okay, there's a lot of things going on. So take note of that. And that lime, this reminds me of the lime in the coconut or whatever. This page is just so crazy with colors. And I'm mostly thinking, blue, orange. That is my default, my go-to, with some black contrast. As you can see, I'm testing it there to see if it's dry. And I thought, oh, who cares? It's mostly dry. Let's just go on in and lay in that layer. And so different areas. The feeling that I'm going for, though, is more blue with a little bit of orange. So that's the thing that I'm becoming more aware of now, is the ratio of your colors. Yes, you can play with all these colors, but do you want it mostly blue with small focuses of warm oranges and yellows and reds? Do you want it mostly orange? So it's the amounts, the proportions of the colors is another thing that we need to play with. It's another sunny day, so you can see flickers of sunlight glistening across the page here onto my table, which is so nice because we haven't seen the sun for days, it seems. So there's a more pure yellow against the lime. I'm liking that subtle contrast. So even though it's just a myriad of crazy colors on this page, there is little areas that could be working. Right now I just think it's just crazy colors, but I'll let you be the judge of that. And please leave another comment if you've been here, done that, and that's what we're learning. Okay, so I decided to go for another sharp-edged. Looking at that now, it's not bad. It's very similar to the black shape on the left. So I think going long down the edge, even more narrow, would have been better. Okay, so I'm enjoying my new brushes and what the nice sharp edges can do. So I'm just going to bring that down a little bit more over top of the orange, the lime, and the yellow. And now I'm just realizing I'm tightening up. So you'll notice that too. When you start to tighten up, that would be the time to have 2 or 3 other pieces going on. So then you can leave that one, move over to another piece, or switch it out, and work on that one, and you'll learn, oh, right. And then you can go back to the other one. It's already dry, some layers, and then you keep the flow going. And in the next couple weeks, that's what I'm going to be doing is progressing from these and show you how I take this work, take the best pieces, the best little areas, and just to start to make a note and use things. Okay, so that was the first pass. So I've let it dry and I've come back to it a few hours later. And I've been thinking about a larger stencil. which I could not find. And I didn't want to bother running around the stores. It's just crazy. So I thought, well, why can't I just make my own? So I was wondering about the positive and negative space. Which would look better? So I ended up trying to place this number 8 on its side, which has, lots of different symbolism, infinity, all this, it's very, very interesting that way. So I decided okay, let's leave all this busyness inside the number. And looking at this now, I even could have made it much larger. It's not bad. So then I decide, okay, so what am I going to do with this mess now? Okay, instead of covering up everything in black, which would just, kill it, just trying to move away from so much black. But looking at it now, that might have been a good idea, or a darker blue or something like that. So this is the Stencil Girl vertical line, sort of organic kind of style stencil. Love those. And then I decided, yes. So I need to start covering up some of that busyness. And this is where larger pieces of collage, even if it was a solid shape, a solid paper with just subtle brushstrokes or something, that would also have worked. But what I'm really liking is this one's transparency. So this is made from just a polka dot stencil directly onto tracing paper. And I finally ordered the deli paper for collaging and rice paper. So I can't wait. And I realized from a previous page not to over rub because it can really tear easily. But I love the effect. So now I'm just sort of just pushing back the layers, not worrying too much about which color I'm choosing, but I think in retrospect, blue or the manganese blue might have worked better. There's those 3 circles. They're searching for a home. And then I liked these rows of letters. Just putting in some vertical, taking away stuff that you don't like. So then the stuff that you do like or that's working shows up all that more. So already this is feeling much better. And I'll just put some gloss gel over top, just so if I choose to, because it's newsprint paper, and it's very absorbent compared to the other papers. And that is the tracing paper. And I love how transparent that is, just with a little mark of paint on it. So that ends up showing through. Oh, very nice. I really like this. So this is the stuff that I'm learning to express with my hand. Oh, so there's a mess. So it didn't work. So just pull it off, and I'll just leave that little piece there. We'll come back to it later. And so I think it was that tracing paper again. It's so delicate. Nope, too busy, too much yellow. And I find yellow, I like it, but once I start using it on a piece, it just, it's so electrifying. So what I'm thinking with this, I've been really wanting to use my stripes, horizontal, vertical. Now that this piece, the structure of it seems all over the place, I wanted to start now setting in some structure with the horizontal, and I'm thinking thirds. The area where the 8 is bigger, where the polka dot area and the stripes, and then you can see the top gets smaller. So we have 3 different sizes with either horizontal or vertical and other pieces going on inside them, which really adds to the complexity. And my wonderful triangles from Stencil Girl. So I thought, okay, so let's layer in the overall colors and push the myriad of many colors way back in the background. So I choose different hues of orange, add a little yellow, the orange and pink together. I love that combination. And I mostly do this on the left quadrant. And so right now there's interesting things going on. We have something in the left quadrant, the vertical, and I'm circling that area because it's just, I let it dry and it's just way too busy. So covering the vertical letter strip with that blue with those black dots, collage paper. I really enjoyed making that one. I've got to make some more. And coming in, and yes, I love my polka dots, but they will still be there. We will still see them. And right away, adding some more structure to this in the horizontal seems to be working. And coating it with the high gloss medium. And I've added the row of those blue circles up at the top. But while I'm putting in this orange too, I'm realizing that it's a little crowded. So I do expand the black at the top and bring it down a little bit more. So I'm just looking at, okay, what can I put in here to just cover or, oh yeah, that seems to work. So I probably grabbed the wrong brush. I have a special brush that I use for my medium, and it works just wonderfully. And there we go. And I notice when your high gloss medium starts to get too tacky, I still have some really good stuff down below. Oh, I changed my mind, did I? Okay. So I decided to cover up all that purple. Oh, looking better already. It just needed quieting down. Now that I know this, by choosing in the beginning all those crazy colors. I just thought I'd try all the colors, and it's not bad. I find it overwhelming, and I think what I want to do, what I really like, is sticking to a simpler palette. And yeah, let me know in the comments below. Yeah, in this video there's a lot of back and forth conversation that I would like to interact with any of you who may be creating your own along with me. And I don't know, I hope I started a Facebook group on my Facebook page, and I do believe I left the link. I will be checking to see if it's working. I just started it, and I've got a few posts in there. I think I have, I don't know if I have too many members yet, but feel free to share your work. I've got some rules, just basic rules. Share your work along with me if any of you are starting an abstract art journal. Oh, yes. Hello. This is so much better. Oh, by rewatching it here while I'm doing my voiceover, it feels so much better as well. And this is where it just needed space. So much better. And yeah, I really like those little orange. So just a little peek. I was going to leave that triangle there, but decided no, it's just too much. It's looking and feeling better already. Mind you, the bottom is still very complex with all of its colors. And in the end, I do put on a thin layer of manganese blue. And it did improve it, but maybe even choosing, the first choice that I was thinking of was Payne's Gray, even darker. So keeping this in mind, and these are the little notes that you want to write or record, or how any way you're going to remember moving forward with your work. Okay, that's my orange that I love making my solid colors with my jelly plate. And yeah, just painting orange in, but it just needed something different, a different texture. And I love combining the same color with paint, paper, and maybe text, but the same color. So I thought, okay, another, memory or technique came into it. I've been always wanting to do these multicolored, thin areas of color going across. And apparently this is where I needed it. So it just showed up. And it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't know. I think now, seeing this again, this page would have benefited without it. Just leaving that plain text with that beautiful transparent collage piece. As you can see over there on the left, you can see a faint trace of the polka dots. And so I'm going to be honest with you. Let's talk about what worked, what didn't work. Not every piece in your art journal is going to be 100% perfect in the end. That's not why we're keeping them. That's not why we're using them. We're using them here to explore and discover new things about our art and ourselves. So then that didn't work, the chisel brush. So I realized, right, that doesn't really work with this particular. So I need a nice pure white. And I needed that brush, the pointy one. It's much softer. Yes, I think I may even go in later on and maybe cover that little trail of colors going across in a plain Titan buff and just leaving it, giving it some space. Some breathing space. And I think your breathing space is just as important, if not more, than the rest of your work. But these are all things we're learning on our journey. So it's so cool. Yes, and I'm loving this dark blue against the black. It has this, it's the feel that I'm looking for. And I think it's about time I started just focusing in on my blues, just with a little bit of color, and dial it down a little. But in the end, it's not bad. And here I'm loving my small dots and those details that I love to put in at the end with the, either a deeper orange or a lighter orange or a yellow. And you'll notice with this page, sometimes I get right into it, especially if I'm brairing after a previous page. I'll forget to, I'm showing you there, that I didn't put the tape on. And I'm really liking that tape on it, but that's okay. Not all art journals have that or need that. And I'm wanting to accentuate that black and giving it a little bit of just a natural flow. So here, I found that round circle in the bottom left hand of my journal. I thought, I'm really liking that, but I didn't want to take the row of circles away on the top. So I just laid a black layer, as you can see, of acrylic to push them back. And it may have made it too busy, but I just didn't want those to disappear totally. So I'm really liking this Titan buff, extending the horizontal space of that nice neutral around the lettering, around the text, and just using my finger to add some subtle differences in the different color areas. And it's not bad. It's still really, wow, loaded with color, this piece, full of all sorts of things. But I think the structure basically is there. The bottom third, the top third, the second third, and then the very top third. So for some reason, I just needed this orb or this circle, whatever you want to call it, anomaly at the top. And I just loved how the light and dark of it and the complexity of it all felt. So there's a blue streak on the left-hand side. You see where it's white, and I end up just covering that a bit with some lighter, like the background of that circle. I'll do that in a moment. And enjoying playing, enjoying these pinks and oranges. And you can see the 8. I did not like the 2 black circles side by side. They just look like eyes or something. So that's a tricky thing. How do you treat that? And in the end, I think it may have been better to make the 8 solid and then have the other stuff in the background. But I just wanted to try something different here. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it really, really shines. So that's all part of this learning process. And this is the dark blue, putting in some more horizontal lines going across, thinking odd numbers. I think I end up grabbing a purple one. I'm thinking here, what color should I? I didn't like the space between the blue and the green isn't working. Some of these, and of course I shake it up, and the pigment isn't strong enough, or I haven't shaken it up enough. We'll keep trying. So then I'm just adding those to the end. And wow, there's a lot going on in this one. So in hindsight, I don't know if on camera I show you how I lay in the thin dark blue layer, but it's in the last image of the final piece in the end. And I hope you enjoyed this journal page, Exploring Color number 9. I will see you next week, and thank you for stopping by. And please, if you're enjoying this content, please like and share and even subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.